Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 22 rebuild. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Tennessee Titans, but with the new addition of Malik Willis. That's right, Malik Willis is on the team now for the Titans, but I genuinely think Ryan Tannehill is going to start for the first season, so that's just what I'm going to have him, because Ryan Tannehill, he's an experienced QB. I don't think they're going to give up on him just yet. It's just they found a steal at Malik Willis at that spot in the third round. I was amazed to see him honestly leave the top 20 of the draft. I was shocked that Mike Tomlin did not take him with pick 20 because he was in love. He reportedly said in love, exact words, in love with Malik Willis. But apparently Mike Tomlin didn't make the pick because they ended up going Kenny Pickett. So Malik Willis is going to be a second string now. But Titans fans, I know you're watching this. I hate to break it to you, but that A.J. Brown trade was just, it was dumb on too many levels. The only reason I feel like you guys traded him was just money reasons, which I can see because he wanted $25 million a year, which is just ridiculous to pay for any receiver in general. Honestly, this Devontae Adams contract and Tyreek Hill contract, if I was a GM, I wouldn't be paying it. I would switch to a running team. That's why, as a Ravens fan, I love that our team prioritizes running backs over receivers because then we don't have to pay them stupid contracts. Anyways, you ended up getting Treylon Burks out of it, or a receiver you don't have to worry about paying for the next 4 years. But the problem with trading a first-round pick for a receiver and then using a first-round pick on a receiver is you don't know if Treylon Burks is going to be good. You could have just traded away a top-tier receiver just to get a receiver that's just not as good. You could have done that, but I know it's a money reason, but at the same time, it's like, dang, that's just unfortunate. Anyways, back to the overlook of the team. You picked up this guy in the second round, Nicholas. I'm going to keep him at a normal dev. I'm not going to change him to star dev or anything. If you guys are wondering also how I got these rosters, I will be making a video on that very, very soon. I may have that video out before I even do this video, so I'm just letting you guys know. Just Malik Willis is on the Titans. I feel like I had to make this video. Also, defensively, looking into it, they haven't really drafted much defense yet. But they're not doing too bad. Jeffrey Simmons is great. Harold Landry, they signed on a big deal. Bud Dupree, I want off this team. His contract is garbage. Amani Hooker isn't horrible. Kevin Byard is pretty good. Caleb Farley, he may be good when he's on the field. Oh, and I completely forgot. Roger McCrary. They picked him up in the second round out of Auburn. I'm going to give him star dev because if you guys didn't know with these rosters, you cannot change anytime you implement any player in the game. You cannot change their abilities or their development. That's just unfortunate as it is. That's just how it is. I'm going to give him a star dev. He was a second round pick. He's not too bad either. So Caleb Farley is going to start, and McCrary is going to start as well. And Fulton, who is it? Christian Fulton is going to be a third string here. Specialist who we're going to have. Buster Screen is not going to be my slot. Yeah, I'm going to start McCrary in the slot, Autry, Deshaun Hand, Bud Dupree. I like everything that we got here. I'm cool with it all. Fitzpatrick. Yeah. Is this Westbrook? Yeah. Nick Westbrook. He's going to be our slot. Cool with that. Derrick Henry, beast. And yeah, we're still going to be in a passing scheme for this so that way we can develop. But anyways, guys, apart from that, that looks pretty good for the overlook of the team. Malik Willis isn't going to start for the first season, but it's now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Chiefs, as we are 3-4, second in the division. We could take the division here if we do beat the Colts in this week. I'm going to keep the auto-generated rookies. I don't want to import the newer rookies in the upcoming class because we don't know who's going to be good or not. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. We got Austin Hooper. Yeah, I'll give you a deal as long as it's cheaper. It's not $14 million a year like the Browns gave you. He signs Deshaun Hand. No. Nick Westbrook, depends how you do this year. Tart, you're not bad, but no. Everyone else here is just a no for me. I'm not really interested in anyone else there. Ryan Tannehill is currently starting. I also switched back into a running scheme because that's what this team is. So let's move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Houston Texans as they finished 5-12 bottom of the division. We finished 9-8 second in the division. Colts take the division 9-8, and we weasel our way into the playoffs here to face the Baltimore Ravens. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. Ryan Tannehill did horrible. I mean, we were in a running scheme, though. 14th best offense, 24th defense. Yikes. 3,400 yards, 23 TDs, 7 receptions. That's not a horrible ratio there. It's just he could have done better. Henry, 1,800 yards, 5.8 per carry, 22 touchdowns. That's ridiculous. Robert Woods, Obviously, if the quarterback didn't do good, the receivers won't do good. But Treylon Burks didn't have a bad season for a rookie. 60 receptions, 755, and 5 touchdowns. That's not bad. And then looking at it defensively, Zach Cunningham, 120 tackles for a loss, 18 for Autry, sacks, 9 for Jeffrey Simmons, 8 for Harold Landry, interceptions, 1 for Zach Cunningham. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total interceptions throughout the entire season. That sucks. 0 safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns. But yeah, that really sucks with the secondary we have, especially. So let's see if we can beat the Baltimore Ravens, who are 11-6, to move on to the divisional round, ground pound them with Derrick Henry, and we do. 35-10, we slapped them. Here to face the 13-4 Kansas City Chiefs. Can we slap them with Derrick Henry once again? We do. 28-24. Can we win the Super Bowl in the very first year, going 9-8 in a Baltimore Ravens running scheme to feed Derrick Henry? Let's get into it. Here we are against the Cincinnati Bengals, as it is 7-0 against the Bengals. 7-3 now. It's 10-10 now. Second quarter, 13-10. We are up against the Bengals. Come on, 13-10 still. Come on, what do we got? Nobody's scoring. Okay, 20-10 in the fourth quarter. Can we hold? This defense is holding out so well. 20-13, 20-20. Come on. Overtime, 26-20. We're moving on to the Super Bowl in year 1. Let's go. Let's go. Tannehill didn't have the best game. 88 passer rating isn't great. 2 touchdowns, 5.1 per carry, 138 yards. Demolishing and running all over the Bengals. It's time to move into the Super Bowl, as this is already a successful rebuild. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face another 9-8 team, the Atlanta Falcons, who have, oh my god, who did they pick? Desmond Ridder. Oh, is he the starter? Can 2 rookies play in the Super Bowl here? This is the first time ever a starting rookie QB has made the Super Bowl, if he is starting, unless Mariota's starting. I'm assuming it's Mariota, because Mariota is kind of a god in simulation. It is Desmond Ridder who's starting. Oh man, he has normal development here. I'm surprised he didn't get superstar at this, star development at the Super Bowl moment. But Desmond Ridder is the first starting rookie QB to play in a Super Bowl ever in history. So I think that's right. Maybe it's to ever win a Super Bowl, but I think that's right. Derrick Henry, 99 overall. I'm still going to get rid of Ryan Tannehill after the season, despite us making the Super Bowl, because we do have a replacement here, and that's why everyone clicked on this video. So, anyways, offensively, we have 0 development upgrades. Defensively, we have Caleb Farley's already a star dev. We have 0 defensive upgrades. Literally, none of the team got upgraded. That's unfortunate. Anyways, let's get into the Super Bowl against the Atlanta Falcons, who honestly have a really bad roster. It seems like Desmond Ridder is a good player, though, so let's get into this. So here we are against the Atlanta Falcons. First quarter, 0-0 on both opening drives for both teams. What do we got? Falcons strike first and second and third, 21-0, just like that. As we're getting slapped around by Desmond Ridder, 21-7, 28-7. Yikes. Can the Falcons choke a lead like they always do? I don't think they will. 35-10. They keep pouring it on. 38-10. We get humiliated in the Super Bowl, and Desmond Ridder is the first ever rookie starting QB to win a Super Bowl, along with Drake London and Casey Hayward, who was a new addition to the team. Wow. What an improvement. It's still a successful rebuild for us, but damn. Desmond Ridder worked us that game. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 93 passer rating. Ryan Tannehill sucks. 45 passer rating, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. That's like the Titans versus Bengals games in real life. Derrick Henry was 4.5 per carry isn't bad. We just didn't feed him the ball enough. I wish we didn't give the ball to Tannehill. Anyways, let's move to the offseason. Here we are after the Super Bowl. Desmond Ridder wins Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson wins league MVP, and there are no awards here. Apparently, Trevor Lawrence won Rookie of the Year, but that's not correct. I want to see who the real Rookie of the Year is, so we can just quickly go look at that. Oops, my bad. Let's go here, yearly awards. We're going to go to AFC. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Kenny Pickett. That's who the real one is. Defensive Rookie of the Year for AFC is Kyle Hamilton. NFC Defensive Rookie of the Year is Kayvon Thibodeau. NFC Offensive Rookie of the Year is Desmond Ridder. So I'd say officially Desmond Ridder wins the Rookie of the Year. So that's cool. And Kayvon Thibodeau wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. So it's time to move into the re-sign players, because we've already looked at our whatchamacallit. We've already looked at our development upgrades, which we have none. So that's fine. Anyways, our offensive passing game was the worst in the NFL because we were in a running scheme. Okay, I know what I need to do. We're going to move into a passing scheme too. I mean, the running scheme did work, but we were 9-8, and I'm trying to develop Malik Willis, so I will move into a passing scheme. We're the AFC East, I believe. No, we're not. AFC South. That's what we were. Okay, Morgan Cox, the center, retires on the Titans. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. Deshaun Hand. Everyone else here is just a no. I'm not really interested in anyone. So, anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move into free agency with $31 million to spend. So after free agency, I got Jason Kelce on a big long-term deal. Huge improvement to the offensive line. Hopefully he doesn't retire during our rebuild. Akeem Hicks, I only put him on a 2-year deal and gave him the money he wanted, and that was fair to him. So whenever he regresses after the 2-year deal, I'll slowly negotiate his contract with him so that way he can regress as he gets paid. So that way we can just slowly lower his contract as he goes. So it's now time to move into the draft. In the first round, I traded up in the draft from pick 31 to pick 23 with the Saints. I gave up my first, pick 31, and swapped with their 23rd, and I gave up my third, my fourth, for this middle linebacker, Justice Jefferson. Hidden development, 6'4", 242 pounds out of Notre Dame. He seems pretty good. B catching, A finesse moves, A impact block, B pursuit, D man coverage. He seems overall pretty good. Here we are after the draft as Malik Willis will now be the starter for this team. I'm going to switch this up from a running scheme to a passing scheme so that way the team can be a little bit more successful maybe. We don't know how good Malik Willis will be because Ryan Tannehill clearly sucked even whenever we weren't in a passing scheme. So, like, during the Super Bowl, he threw 2 interceptions whenever we were in a running scheme. We're not having Ryan Tannehill here anymore. How much does it take to cut you? We would save $10 million. But is there anyone that's... I guess I'll just add him to the trade block and see what we can get at the midseason mark. If not, I'll just cut him at the midseason mark. Yeah, that's cool. Like what we got here defensively. Jefferson is a 73 overall. He's going to start over Cunningham because Cunningham is regressing in the next season. Bud Dupree, he's just garbage. I want him off the team. I would take $23 million in a cap hit. He's going on the trade block. Okay. Yeah, interesting. And specialist, let's see what we got here. Jefferson is going to be my starter. 69 overall, nice. He's a rush defensive end as well. Does he have good finesse moves? What is this? He has good acceleration, pursuit, hit power. Block shedding is bad. Zone coverage is bad. Finesse moves is bad. Power moves is bad. Why is he a defensive end? That's interesting. Anyways, Crothers, cool. I like everything that we got here. Let's get to the midseason mark and hopefully get some trade offers for Ryan Tannehill. So let's move into it. Here we are at the midseason mark coming off a win to the Jacksonville Jaguars as we are 4-3, top the division. The Malik Willis effect. Let's see the weekly awards. And Malik Willis, 3 passing touchdowns, got sacked 3 times, and almost 400 passing yards. Player of the Week award. I can see why. Future QB, and we love it. Breakout, QB breakout, or is this just a tandem breakout? Tandem breakouts don't matter. Let's see what we got. Throw 1 or fewer interceptions and have 350 scrimmage yards or 4 total touchdowns, and Malik Willis will increase dev trait to superstar. Okay, let's see if we can get that in a second here. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got. We have Nate Davis. Of course, I need you back on this team, but I can't have you back because freaking whatchamacallit, Ryan Tannehill and Bud Dupree's contract takes up the size of the freaking earth, and nobody wants them. So guess what? You're getting cut, Ryan Tannehill. I'm saving $10 million, and I don't want you on my team anymore. What do I get? Yep, you're off the team. Can I cut him, please? I can't cut him because the overall cap cut. Okay, so I have to turn that off, negotiate some things, and then cut him. Okay, because there's a cut thing that I have on my CPU, so that way it doesn't start automatically cutting 10 million players without my permission, because it does it all the time. It just cuts all the old players even though I signed them for depth. So I'm just going to remove that restriction completely. Go to Ryan Tannehill, put it here, cut you, and he's off the team completely. I'm glad. Defensively, what do we got? Bud Dupree, I want to get rid of this contract because I can't cut him or else I won't be able to sign anyone in general because his contract is... If the Bears can take him and you want to have like a high interest, Who has the high interest? Niners. They don't have the cap room, but I can make them have the cap room. Deebo Samuel is still on their team. Brandon Ayuk. Oh my God. Would I love to have Brandon Ayuk on the team? Oh man. I don't know what to do here. Mike McGlinchey would be a sick pickup. I want Mike McGlinchey. I'll give up Bud Dupree, and I'll give up like a second round pick. Should I? Or a third? Would that work? Yeah. Wow. Okay. Bud Dupree and a third round pick gets me Mike McGlinchey. That's stupid, honestly. I'm super glad I got that. Screw Bud Dupree. That contract was garbage. I'm not dealing with it. Jefferson is a star dev. Love to see it. Anyways, we're going to simulate into this next week to see if Malik Willis can get this upgrade. 350 total scrimmage yards, no interceptions. We lost, but we had 28 points. So, what do we got, Malik Willis? Come on. A little harsh. What? No dev trade upgrade. Unfortunate. Unfortunate for Malik Willis. Let's see the players ready to negotiate so that way I can actually work out these contracts. Nate Davis. What do we got for you? Up the money. And you re-sign. Brett Kern, I don't need a punter. I can just sign one in free agency for a cheaper deal. Amani Hooker, I do want back on the team. 81 overall, young player. He resigns. Ben Jones, no thanks. David Long. He's not horrible. How much do you want? That's not a bad deal. I'll keep David Long on the team. That's not a bad deal. And he wants more money. I'll give it to him. And everyone else here. Ryan Tannehill, I already cut you. Oh, the CPU had automatically signed you. My bad. I knew something like that was going to happen. I should have prepared for it. I had cut Ryan Tannehill, then the CPU... Yeah. Wait, did he play during the game? I think he did. That's why he didn't get a dev up. Because the CPU started him and played him during his development. Oh my God. That's so annoying. They played him during that game. We have to sign a different QB so that way the CPU doesn't keep re-signing freaking Tannehill. Mitch Trubisky, GOAT. You're coming on the team. Mitch Trubisky is on the team now. That's quite frustrating that he seriously got the start. Anyways, it's now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, 9-8 top of the division, coming off a loss to the Jets as we slip in again. But we take our division, so that means we get home field advantage. Malik Willis, didn't do the best, didn't do the worst. 9th best offense defensively, 28th. Okay, interesting. 4,800 yards, not 48, almost 4,500 yards. 29 TDs, but 19 interceptions. Terrible. Derrick Henry, 17 TDs, 5.5 per carry, and 1,400 yards. Good year. Chris Crothers, a slot receiver, 1,100 yards, 10 TDs. That's star dev. Austin Hooper had a solid season, but he only had 2 touchdowns. Burks had 11 TDs. That's great. A huge step forward from last year. Justice Jefferson. I'm so close to calling him Justin Jefferson. 128 tackles for a loss. 17 for Jeffrey Simmons. Sacks. Only 6.5 for Jeffrey Simmons and 6.5 for Harold Landry. That's disappointing. Caleb Farley with 3 interceptions, safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. So, quite disappointing. What's the problem on the defense necessarily? Everything just sucks. I'm in the Patriots defensive scheme, which usually works pretty well for me. It worked very well for me in the Cardinals, and they ran a 3-4 as well. They ran a base 3-4. Let's run Tampa 2, 4 3/4. Yeah, just disguise 3-4. I'll rock with that. West Coast. Let's go vertical zone run. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Anyways, that's what we got. That's what we're rocking with. So let's see if we can beat the 11-6 Los Angeles Chargers to move on to the divisional round and see what we got here. Let's see if we can beat them. 24-14, we lose in the wild card. Not really too surprised. It's time to move into the offseason. The Packers beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and Eric Stokes wins Super Bowl MVP. There are no awards here. Actually, Justice Jefferson wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'd love to see it, so that should be superstar dev for him. So let's see if there is any development upgrades offensively. We have absolutely nobody. Well, actually, one person, Crothers. This guy, I don't know who he is. Chris Crothers, we got him in last year's draft. The CPU picked him up. He is star dev. Defensively, looking into it, Justice Jefferson has superstar dev now after winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm glad we traded up for him. A+ of a pick. Got him on a great deal. Anyways, this is what the team looks like. Caleb Farley's not doing horrible. Maybe we move into a 4-3. I don't know, and move Harold Landry down to edge because what's working right now usually isn't really working for us. So, yeah, I don't necessarily know what I want to do here. Either way, I'm going to stay in this passing scheme. 2022 retirements, technically 2023 retirements. AFC South, Ben Jones retires and Cole Beasley retires. Ben Jones was a second string anyways, so it doesn't really matter to me. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. Brett Kern, David Long. I actually did say I wanted David Long back. He wanted more money, so I am going to give it to him. And he resigns. Everyone else here is a no. Mitch Trubisky, do we just sign him just so that way other players... Yeah, just that way we can't have random CPU players just start signing him out of the blue. We'll just start signing random players out of the blue. Let's sign Mitch Trubisky, and he resigns. Mitch Trubisky, GOAT, baby. Anyways, it's time to move into free agency with 21 million to spend. Here we are after free agency as I'm picking up Casey Hayward on a cheap deal, Will Lutz on a cheap deal, and Blake Gilligan as a punter as a cheap deal. Casey Hayward was the only real good signing there. So anyways, it's time to move into the draft. In the draft, left outside linebacker, pick 20, Oscar Hardwick, 6'4", 250 pounds out of Missouri, hidden dev, looks very just good all around. Glad we got him. This is the overlook of the team going into the third season. Offensive line looks good. Picked this guy in the second round, Tevin Toulouche. He seems pretty good. Doesn't seem horrible. I like him. Anyways, yeah, we're looking overall pretty good on the offensive line. Hardwick is a 73 overall. That's a huge pickup. Autry's on the outside. And yeah, we're looking pretty solid. I like what we got. Hardwick is playing under Jeffrey Simmons. And yeah, I like everything that we got. I'm probably going to sign a second string defensive tackle to play behind Akeem Hicks. So let's see what we got for... Okay, Tom Brady's here. Interesting. I could pick him up if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Sheldon Rankins. I really don't need someone long-term. Ooh, who's this? Ross Blacklock? Sure. I'll sign you just because you're young. Maybe I can get you on a cheaper deal in the offseason. So, anyways, it's now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-3, second division behind the Indianapolis Colts. Coming off a loss to the Chiefs, Jaguars are at the top of the division right now with Trevor Lawrence. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see who we have here. Offensively, Derrick Henry. If it doesn't work out this season, then I'll switch back to a running scheme, and then Malik Willis can just chill out. So, $10 million a year for Derrick Henry. Good for me. Jeffrey Simmons. Let's see what we got here. It's going to be a fat contract, $16 million a year. He resigns Harold Landry. We have so much money now that Tannehill's cap penalty is gone. Helps out so much. He resigns Akeem Hicks. I will give you a 1-year deal because you were getting paid $12 million a year. Now you're getting paid only $8 million a year. I'm slowly working down your contract. Ross Blacklock. I do like you just long term, just because you're young. So why not? Roger McCrary, I feel like he should have a longer contract, but I'm just going to give him a contract anyways. So he resigns. Taylor Lewan, I would like you back for the rest of the rebuild. I should have got a 5th-year option with Treylon Burks. So I am going to take my 5th-year option because, you know, it was a first-round pick and I wanted to have him to have a 5th-year option in the first place. So he was only on a 3-year deal anyway. He should be on a 5-year deal. He should be on a 4-year deal, then I should get the 5th-year option. Now I have to back out of the game so that way it can load and then come back in because EA never fixes anything in their game. So, Christian Fulton, I do want back. I don't know if he was a first-round pick. I think maybe he was, but whatever. I'll sign him back. Malik Willis, he shouldn't have a 3-year deal. He should be a 5-year deal. No, he should be a 4-year deal because he wasn't a first-round pick, so it doesn't get his 5th-year option. So he should only have a 4th year. He shouldn't have only 3 years on his contract. It should be longer than that. So I am going to change his contract. And then players ready to negotiate. Let's see the rest of the team. This guy should also have 4 years, but since his contract is cheap, I'm really not going to worry about it because a lot of these guys are apparently messed up. And everyone else here is just a no for me, so I don't really want to worry about the rest of that. So apart from that, guys, let's move in to the playoffs. Here we are with the wild card, 11-6 top of the division. We don't have a wild card game. So you're seriously telling me we're coming off a loss to the Bengals. We get a first round bye at 11-6. How terrible was our conference for us to go 11-6 and take the first seed? That's honestly sad. Anyways, stats and awards. Malik Willis was a god. Oh my gosh. Bro, where is he? You're not going to tell me he's not top 10 for MVP after getting second passing yards, second passing touchdown, top 10 pass rating, and second best offense in the NFL, 21st defense. I need to change that. What? It's the 18 interceptions. He has an interception problem, but 41 touchdowns, 5,000 yards, great season. Other than the interceptions, Derrick Henry, 12 TDs, 4.6 per carry, 1,100 yards. Took a down year after getting that contract, huh? Anyways, Chris Crothers, 1,100 yards, 9 TDs. Austin Hooper, 8 TDs, 1,000 yards. Treylon Burks, 1,000 yards, 11 TDs. He's improving quite a bit. Robert Woods had a pretty solid season as well. Defensively, Justice Jefferson, 134 tackles for a loss, 20 for Jeffrey Simmons. Did our new defensive end put anything? Oscar Hardwick only had 6 tackles for a loss and 3 sacks. Sacks, 12.5 for Harold Landry. Interceptions, 4 for Casey Hayward. Safeties, 1 for Akeem Hicks. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So obviously there is a problem with our defense, but we're 11-6, top of the division, so I'm not going to worry about it too much considering our offense, considering our team is just successful in general. So 10-6, Indianapolis Colts, they're our division rivals. I wouldn't be too upset if we lost, but I would kind of be a little bit surprised maybe. So what do we got here? We actually beat them 30-24. I'm going to play this conference championship because we haven't won the Super Bowl yet. If we already won the Super Bowl, I wouldn't play it, but let's get into it. Here we are against the Kansas City Chiefs at home. Amazing start. We had a bomb to the end zone. Huge run by the Kansas City Chiefs there. 17-7. We're allowing too many points because our defense apparently just sucks, even though it's really good on paper. 24-21. Yeah, we need to change up this defensive scheme maybe. I don't know. 28-27. 35-28. Our offense is struggling to keep up. 31-35. Yeah, they're going to put a dagger in this one. The Chiefs just did it. No, we almost had it. We were in the red zone. Oh, man. 37-42. It doesn't matter that we lost because it's still a successful rebuild because we did have a Super Bowl season year 1. Malik Willis had a great game. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. It's just our defense allowing 42 points is unacceptable. And the Cardinals and Marquise Brown win the Super Bowl. Isaiah Simmons wins Super Bowl MVP. There are no awards here for the Tennessee Titans. But anyways, let's move into the roster to see if there is any development upgrades offensively. Malik Willis gets superstar. No surprise there. I'm not going to give Treylon Burks superstar. He's good where he's at. Defensively, looking into it, Hardwick only has star dev. Harold Landry gets superstar dev. That's cool. I'm going to move Justice up, Justice Jefferson. And yeah, we're rocking pretty well right now other than our scheme, which I do need to change. So we have $40 million to spend in this free agency because of Tannehill's contract that is now gone. Don't have to worry about it anymore. Same thing with Bud Dupree. My cap penalties are gone. So 2023 retirements, we're looking into the, someone retired. Akeem Hicks. Okay, that's not the biggest thing. If Jason Kelce retired, I would have been quite upset. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we have here. Everyone here is just a no for me. So, do we have more money because Akeem Hicks left? Yeah, we do. We have significantly more money. So, we're going to go into here, and we're going to change our defensive scheme. Our offensive schemes seem to work pretty freaking well. So, we're going to change it to the Rams playbook to see if that helps. So, yeah, usually the New England Patriots playbook gets me like a top 10 defense almost every time, especially with my Cardinals rebuild. That's what really helped me. But, yeah, it's now time to move into free agency. Here we are after free agency. I got a big-time weapon for Malik Willis here. It's not just some average receiver with Treylon Burks or any of my other players who are regressing. Big-time receiver for Michael Pierce to replace Akeem Hicks. Big-time upgrade in Stephon Gilmore to get an elite defensive back in that secondary other than Kevin Byard. Technically, he was a safety. So, huge moves in free agency for our 4th and final season. Let's move into the draft. At the end of the first round, I'm picking up Keyshawn Roberts, defensive end out of Texas. He seems pretty big, and overall, he seems pretty good other than those finesse moves. He's going to move over to left end. Here we are with the overlook of the team for the 4th and final season. Get a good look at it because it is stacked. Warner is here. Apparently, the CPU picked up that running back because I didn't. Malik Willis only develops to an 80 overall for some reason. Looking at the rest of the team, Roberts, is this guy already a left end? No, Jefferson is not a left end. Roberts is a 77 overall, absolute A-plus pick. See, dude seems like an absolute beast. Glad we got him. Anyways, I'm going to move him over to left end so that way Jeffrey Simmons can have his official position back. So that's cool. Let's refresh this. he's over to a different position. The team is stacked out of its mind. It really shouldn't have a problem succeeding here, but I'm sure we'll miss the playoffs. Anyways, this is what we got. I like everything that we're rocking with offensively. Yeah, we have so much depth. Even our 5th string receiver isn't even bad. And our 6th string receiver, really. Cleveland, I don't know who this guy is. Jimmy Cleveland. Seems decent. Anyways, apart from that, guys, we don't need the midseason mark because we're not re-signing anyone. It's now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 17-0. What? Wow. Rams playbook made a significant difference coming off a win to the Jets. First 17-0 team in history. Schedule. I'm showing you guys. You got proof here. What do we got? No, not playoffs. Team schedule. Forced wins. None. None at all. You see this home win? It's a bye week. The CPU automatically just forces it. Don't worry about it. Every one of these are no forced wins. 17-0. My goodness. Stats and awards. Let's see what we got here. Malik Willis was a god. 3rd passer rating. Give me, oh my, 2nd for MVP. I'm going to count that as MVP. Christian McCaffrey has glass bones. He won't finish the entire season. Best offense in the NFL. Best defense in the NFL. Malik Willis, 5,100 yards, 51 TDs, 13 receptions. Great improvement. 71 completion percentage. 13 touchdowns, 5.3 per carry, 1,600 yards, and 304 attempts for Derrick Henry. Still a great season. Robert Woods, 1,500 yards, 12 TDs. Amazing production. Austin Hooper, 1,000 yards, 11 TDs. I'm going to give him superstar. He's been very consistent throughout the entire rebuild. Mike Williams, 12 TDs, 1,000 yards. Treylon Burks. I think Treylon Burks only had 1,000 yard season. That was last season, but he had 12 TDs. Derrick Henry had 4 touchdowns. Wow. Some of these guys just, wow. Crothers didn't get a single touch. Neither did Toulouche. Wow. Okay, defensively, Justice Jefferson, 120 tackles for a loss, 14 for Harold Landry, sacks, 13 for Jeffrey Simmons, 11 for Harold Landry, and 10 for Michael Pierce. Wow. Interceptions, 3 for Zach Cunningham, 3 for Justice Jefferson, 3 for Kevin Byard. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Justice Jefferson. Amazing year. I can't wait to lose into the divisional. It's just amazing. It's my favorite part of this whenever I build a God squad and we lose in the divisional. So it looks like we're going to be losing to Kenny Pickett and the Steelers here. I can't wait because that's how it always works whenever I get a first round bye. Anyways, Steelers, QB, Kenny Pickett. What do you got? You have only normal dev to this point. Interesting. 86 overall with the boost. He started year 1, so that's why he's higher overall than Malik Willis. So let's see what we got here against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do we beat them? Do they crush our record? They don't. 24-14 here, face the 11-6 Kansas City Chiefs to move on to the Super Bowl. Let's hop into this game. Here we are against the Kansas City Chiefs as it is 7-0 to start, 10-0, 2-possession lead. Now 7-10. Good stuff. Cool. They finally take their first lead, 14. Okay, 14-13, 17-13. Come on. Offense, you got to wake up. Defense is doing their job. Come on. 20-13. Offense, wake up, please. 20-20. 23-20. 27-23. 30-23 as we seal it this time. And we're taking our revenge on the Chiefs and moving on to the Super Bowl again. Let's get into it. Here we are, 17-0 Titans versus the 12-5 Carolina Panthers. 91 overall offense, 92 defense, 91 overall team. Let's see who their QB is. Is it Desmond Ridder? Is it Desmond Ridder or frick? Who is it? Sam Darnold? That's who I'm blanking on. What do they got? Sam Darnold over. Didn't they draft Desmond Ridder? I swore they did. I swore for the life of me they did. No, Desmond Ridder is on the Falcons. Who did the Panthers draft? Matt Carroll. It was Matt Carroll, I'm pretty sure. It was Matt Carroll at QB is who I think they drafted. Anyways, let's see the roster here to see who we have for the development upgrades. Malik Willis is an X factor. Not a surprise to me. The dude was second for MVP, but in all reality, he wasn't MVP. I don't know what's going on with his hair. It's shifting with his head. It's kind of weird. Anyways, 90 overall with morale, 87 overall without the morale boost. I'm not going to worry about his abilities. Mike Williams doesn't get X Factor, but Robert Woods gets Superstar. Austin Hooper, I'm going to give him Superstar. If you didn't already know, tight ends cannot naturally go from star to Superstar. It's just a glitch in the game. They can go from normal to star, or they can go from superstar to superstar X Factor, but they can't go from star to superstar. Anyways, I'm glad some of these players got re-signed because they're now a 17-0 Super Bowl team. Taylor Lewan, I bet he got super happy that I got re-signed because he was only like a 78 overall at one point. But God Squad team, Roberts is only a star dev, but I'm cool with it. Team's just overall amazing. I'm surprised Amani Hooker didn't get a single upgrade throughout the entire rebuild. Anyways, let's move into the Super Bowl against Sam Darnold. We better beat Sam Darnold. I'm going to be pissed if we don't. Let's get into it. Here we are against the Carolina Panthers. They start out 3-0, strike first. We come back 7-3, then 10-3. One possession lead, 10-10, tied up, 17-10. Two possession lead, 24-10, 24-13, 31-13, pounding them into the ground. Come on, let's do it more. Okay, 20-31, still a two possession lead, one possession lead. They made it close there at the end, but we're going to secure it officially. We lost the Super Bowl year 1, then we came back in year 4, won the Super Bowl with superstar X Factor Malik Willis at QB. This is easily a successful rebuild. I thank you guys all for watching this rebuild. Let me know down in the comments below which team you'd like me to rebuild next after the draft, because I want to rebuild my Ravens. David Ajabo, Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, Travis Jones, all those guys, dude. Super exciting to see what they got. Anyways, we're going to move into this offseason week and see who won the Super Bowl MVP, get our fourth and final look, as this is the first ever one and only 17-0 Super Bowl winning team, or first 17-0 team 17-0 team in general. Malik Willis wins Super Bowl MVP, Mike Vrabel wins Coach of the Year, and there are no awards here. Anyone else? Surprise, Malik Willis definitely should have got the MVP, League MVP, and Super Bowl MVP. Anyways, this is the final overlook of the team. I thank you guys all for watching. Once again, let me know down in the comments below which team you'd like me to rebuild next. If you want these rosters, I'm going to be making a video on it probably later today. But apart from that, guys, I'll see you guys all in the next one.